Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, a clear choice for Edmonton Sports, proudly presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening on the audio streams of Edmonton Sports Talk, edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio. For those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. I'm Gazzola, Mangiapane, Zachary Kubusch. Late entry to the show today, so we greatly appreciate him accepting the late text message from me and being here today after a busy weekend. We also get to... in a bit as well here on the show today. As I said, Sentinel Storage, proud presenting sponsor of the EST Hangout. Find convenient locations nearest you for any of your storage needs by checking them out online at sentinel.ca. How's everyone's last couple days doing? How's everyone feeling the vibe in town is?
Cool, you go ahead.
Well, my vibe's great.
You're like a puppet dog.
Living life. I don't know. Living the dream, as they say. Had some... good times at the Silent Ice Center. I called 4 hockey games on Saturday.
Two unexpected.
Two unexpected?
Two of those. Yeah.
Did you meet Brock Lesnar?
I did not know.
Was he here?
He was here.
He was here.
Was he?
Yeah, he was at Silent Ice. Apparently, though, he doesn't want people to, come up to him. Like,
Yeah. I
somebody
respect
asked
that.
him for a picture, and it was like, no, I'm just a dad here. Because his son plays for the 17U Rockies, and they're in the playoffs. I don't know if they won yesterday, but game 3 was yesterday. And I called the second game Turk Lesnar. He's a big
His name's
boy.
Turk.
Turk.
Cool.
Have
Yeah,
you seen
number 5.
his daughter, the shot putter?
Yes.
They did a side-by-side of them, and it's like, whoa, she's probably pretty good. How's
Yeah, I
Turk as
could
a hockey
imagine.
player?
He's a shutdown defenseman. I mean, he makes pretty good passes.
Is his
pretty
nickname Big
confident.
Turk?
I actually have no clue.
Has to be.
It's
right?
gotta be.
Has to
It's
be.
gotta be. I mean, I didn't really know what a Big Turk was, so I'd be surprised if
It's a
those
substandard
17
chocolate bar.
I had one for the first time probably about 2 years ago or something.
No.
It's all right. I would say it's better coming from a freezer than straight.
Yeah.
Usually chocolate bars are though, but yeah, Turk can stand tall, like pretty confident. He gets time, penalty kill, power play, and stuff like that. So he looks like he's pretty trusted there with his team.
Nice.
And talking to people, like he's improved throughout the season as well, which is nice to see. That's the whole point of those leagues too. Like talking to some of the coaches are like, it's only best of 3 series. And shout out to Sean Bell's 18U squad. They moved on, so they'll play in round 2 next weekend. But
Better be.
yeah,
We're grilling
HC
Belgium on
Hockey
the show
Club
on
Edmonton,
Wednesday.
baby. Yeah, a couple tight games
go at
though.
Belsey.
too.
Well, I expect excellence from him.
Likewise.
If he
I
can't
guess.
get it done, how can he criticize the Miami Dolphins?
Touche. Touche. He did call me last night. He was in good spirits, so that must be why.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. And I was just walking around. There's tons of people around the rink. Like,
Great
there's
rink.
former Oilers coaching and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I ran by Kelly Buckberger.
Have you not met Bucky?
I've not met him face to face. I've phoned him, I think. But, I mean, I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure that's him because he was pushing around the cart of jerseys and stuff. He had water bottles under his armpit. I'm like, you need a hand? He's like, nah, I got it. It's just... Seems
Bucky
like a
would be
guy.
good to get in here. I think Belsey was saying he wanted to come do one of our shows, so we'll have to get him on.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think he was on EST Afternoons. At
We
one
had
point,
him
maybe.
on Hello Hockey at one point too, and he was great because we talked a lot about playing in Atlanta.
Talked a lot about it.
Because
Sweet.
he was the first captain?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was the first captain.
maybe he even scored
He
the
was
first goal.
he was the expansion draft from Edmonton?
He was.
Yeah.
I remember that was kind of a sour point for a lot of people
Why?
because he was the captain. He's kind of the heartbeat of the team. And
Oh, for the Oilers losing him.
yeah.
Yeah.
For Atlanta, they're like, wow.
Well, they made him their captain.
Yeah, there we go. Like first season, he was there. They
Yeah.
named him the captain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, they have to
Okay.
name someone too, right?
Well, you don't.
So, and that time, because this was before you were born, Zach,
Okay.
because that would have been like 01.
1999.
2 years.
Was it 99?
Oh, wow. A few years.
So it's before you were born. The expansion drafts the NHL had for the Atlanta Thrashers and the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Minnesota Wild and teams prior to that
Nashville.
were no expansion draft of your Vegas or your Kraken.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was trash.
Yeah.
They had
Oh,
nothing,
okay,
they had
yeah.
nothing
The
to choose from.
leftovers, yeah.
Like, with all due respect to Bucky, like, there were no There wasn't like
You're not getting a Marc-Andre Fleury in the expansion
or a
draft.
James Neal.
Yeah,
or
you're not-
Marchessault.
there weren't top end players. Like you got everyone's third, fourth liners and last pairing defensemen, and you had to build and field a roster starting from there.
Yep.
I go back and look at some of those expansion drafts too and compare them. And it's like, yeah, no wonder they didn't do very good. You didn't make it to the Stanley Cup final your first year like Vegas did.
Yeah. Well, even look at Columbus now. They're not really that good still.
They've never figured it out for like a 3-year span.
Yep. Yeah.
Like how many playoff wins do they have?
They beat Tampa the one year.
Yeah.
So 4 at least.
I think they only have like 7 or 8 playoff appearances in 25 years.
Ooh.
I believe so. And Bucky did score their first goal.
Hey.
He did score the
Nice.
first goal in franchise history, and he was the captain.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He's a good. Talk to him. Tell him
Yeah,
to work with
I
us.
have to. I think I
6
ran it.
playoff appearances
6.
in 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm not going to do all the full counting right now. Their first playoff appearance, they swept, so no wins. The second one, they lost 4-2, so they got 2. Ooh. The next time, they lost 4-1, so they got 1. Then they lost 4-2 again. Mm-hmm. They won, so that's up to 9. They then lost in the second round, so they're at 11. And they beat the Leafs 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They have 15 playoff wins total. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
I thought it was 26 seasons.
Well, if they're counting the seasons and stuff, the lockout year is not there. So you got to take. So they might count that for the years they've been allowed. And when I counted 24.
Okay.
It doesn't include this season. So this season's 25.
And they celebrated their 25th anniversary last year. That's why I'm like, it has to be 26.
Right.
So
But you're right. The lockout year.
But so how many did I say? Like 16?
16, you said. Or 15.
15 and 24 played seasons.
Wow.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Weren't they on a 7-game win streak though? I checked the standing.
This season,
They're up and down this year.
I mean, they're
they
fifth.
still
They're
in the
fifth
mix?
right now.
I think they're
in the
like one of the
Metropolitan.
few teams left in the mix in the East.
Yeah, they're 3 points back of Washington with 4 games in hand. Washington 4th in the Metro, and then the Islanders with young Matthew Schaefer, 20 goals on the season.
Excellent.
For him. Unreal.
He's great.
Like such a gem to watch.
Bruins are the last team in a playoff spot at 71 points. They are 2 up on Washington, 5 up on Columbus, 5 up on Ottawa, 6 up on Philly, 8 up on Florida and Toronto.
So even Columbus is getting into that scary.
I think Columbus and Ottawa are the last 2 that you could kind of be like, I could see a run.
Yeah.
Everyone below that, Philly, Florida, Toronto, New Jersey, Rangers, especially New Jersey and the Rangers, you're feeling pretty good right now saying that they're likely to miss the playoffs.
Wow.
West, Kraken are the last playoff team at 65. They're 3 up on San Jose, Nashville, LA. They're 9 up on Winnipeg. So Winnipeg, Calgary, Chicago, St. Louis, Vancouver. They're the ones I feel like we could go.
Good night. Mm-hmm. Oil's still at 66, right?
66, but they have the most games played, tied with Minnesota in the West. So the Ducks have 2 games in hand. The Golden Knights have a game in hand to extend their leads above in the Pacific Division. Seattle has 2 games in hand. San Jose has 3 games in hand. LA has 2 games in hand. If all those teams wins their games in hand, which isn't likely, but it could happen, the Oilers would be tied with LA for 5th in the Pacific. Oof. Or 5th. 4th. No, 5th. Because Vegas, Anaheim, Seattle, San Jose would all be ahead of the Oilers. And they'd be tied with LA.
That's hypothetical, again, to reiterate, if all those teams with games in hand won.
And Utah would be above them for a wild card positioning.
Ouch.
And Nashville would be tied with them as well.
Ouch.
So that's when you look at points percentage right now, the Oilers are below all those teams.
And Reid's been making that note prominent lately. He's been talking about that the points percentage thing, where it's kind of a type of theme.
Yeah, that's where we're at in the season right now, boys.
Yeah, and Jonathan Davis from SiriusXM NHL Network Radio hopped on with us, with Joaquin and I, on the pregame show on Saturday. He put money down on Anaheim to win the division.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
For Anaheim.
Yeah, he's like I got him at a good
Probably
Price, thank you. And he's like, I think Anaheim's winning the division. I was like, JD, that's bold because he has a betting show as well. He doesn't do it on NHL Network Radio. I think it's on whatever betting partner he's with. But he's like, I think the Ducks are winning this division with the way they're playing. That's
so if them
But the thing,
yeah.
and the Golden Knights both win their games in hand, the Ducks would be 1 point up on Vegas.
JD.
So the Ducks have won 5 straight. The Golden Knights have 2. What is the stat I saw yesterday about the Golden Knights? I got to go find this, and it's not verified. But it's like they haven't beaten many playoff teams.
The Ducks haven't?
No, the Golden Knights.
Oh, the Golden Knights. Well, they don't have a lot of wins. They've been getting a lot of points off of OTLs.
What? They have 14 overtime losses.
Yeah.
Well, the Ducks, I think, while I look up that other thing, the Ducks are the only team in the Pacific that have more wins than overall losses. Because the Oilers have 29 wins, 24 losses, 8 overtime losses.
Yeah.
So they have more losses than wins this season.
Yeah.
The Ducks are they have 33 wins and 26 losses. The Golden Knights have 28 wins with 18 regulation losses and 14 overtime losses.
Damn.
But where is this?
The Pacific is so weak.
It really is. And their regulation wins, like for the top of those divisions compared to the other ones, every other division other than the Pacific has the top 2 teams with at least 27 regulation wins or more.
Wow.
Right? So they're like
Vegas.
With Vegas leading that,
So
they have 21 regulation wins.
Liam Blutman, who's with Barstool, he posted yesterday, Vegas Golden Knights fun facts. Last time Vegas beat a team currently in a playoff spot was November 20th, 2025. So November 20th of the season versus Utah.
This last year.
They have 5 wins all season versus teams currently in a playoff spot. 5 wins and 20 losses.
I was going to say 5
So
wins.
the Golden Knights dominate teams out of the that are currently out of the playoffs. They're
Which
picking
is
up points
good.
against them.
Yeah.
But against the teams in the playoffs, can't do it.
That's pretender status, essentially.
Yeah, you get in.
And
If-
you're
if
like,
it's a
well,
decent
now,
team,
Now
yeah.
you're playing a hard team.
Well, they can make it if they finish first.
Yeah.
You know, you played down in the standings, play one of those worser teams, maybe get it to round 2, but
I don't know if worser is a word.
worser? Yeah, I don't think it is.
Worser? Worse.
Like funner?
It would have been worse.
It's more funner. I had a buddy who
not a
always
word.
said funner, and I always looked at
Maddie-
him.
Maddie's
He's a
gonna
smart
get
dude.
through
Worser, a word.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Worser is a word,
Wow.
but is considered non-standard, archaic, or a grammatical error in modern English.
So it's just a bad word to use.
While historically used by Shakespeare, it is now deemed redundant form of worse.
But it's Shakespeare, so I'm speaking like Shakespeare.
Yeah, but we're not living in the
poetic.
16th century UK here. Sure, you get a pass on that
But
one.
now
'cause
you could
Shakespeare.
use it, and if people ever call you on it moving forward, you could be like, I'm
Like I
just
did.
speaking ye old English. Have you ever read Shakespeare,
Yeah.
you peasant?
Wow. Yeah, I'll call them a peasant straight to their face too.
Do it.
I only really read Shakespeare through the Spark Notes. Like I didn't want the
You guys didn't
to
do
read the
Hamlet in
full-
high school?
We did
He's just saying he read
like
it through the
Beth.
Cole's notes stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think we watched the movie too at some point, which was all right.
Oh,
Romeo
Macbeth,
and
yeah.
Juliet as well. And then it was Macbeth. Didn't read Hamlet though.
Hamlet was okay.
I can't stand Shakespeare.
It's a bit
It sucks.
frilly.
I don't mind the stories. I just don't want to read it in ye old English.
Ye old English sucks.
That's
Just
the
translate
reason,
it and let us learn it
Yeah.
in English and let us learn the stories. Why do I need to know ye old English?
Yeah, it's the
You don't.
worser form of
Well
of
played.
English.
Well
I
played.
got into this at 1260 where I got into a debate. And it was actually it got a little heated because there were some listeners just calling me idiots for Shakespeare and stuff, that it needs to be taught in schools. And I Googled it that day. And there's a lot of teachers, like English teachers around the world, it's not necessary. We could teach the themes behind it, but you don't need to teach it in the language that it was in.
Right.
We don't need ye old English.
It's hard. That's hard English. I guess the stories, hold up. Romeo and Juliet, they did with Leo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, was it?
I have that. Yeah, Claire Danes. Yeah, you're right.
And that was super popular. I know I think they stayed true to the text.
They
they
did.
made
they
it
actually
modern,
said it.
right?
Old
Wasn't there
English.
like a
it was
rap
two
in it or
gangs.
something?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but they made it, they modernized scrutinize some elements of it.
Well, they had guns in the movie.
Yeah,
You're right.
That's the one that I watched in school, and I'm like, this is the weirdest movie I've ever seen.
it really is. Was
Yeah.
Tybalt in it? Was Tybalt one of the
Tybalt.
characters?
Yeah.
What a weird name. I
And
always
it's just
remember
like, no.
Tybalt.
I'm glad you
And then
remember
doesn't
that.
he die?
I don't know how. I think Tybalt does die in
Yeah.
Romeo and
That was
Juliet.
really sad.
That
He took
really-
a gunshot wound, I'm pretty sure, in the
Poor guy.
movie.
Instead of getting stabbed.
I'm glad you guys remember this better than I do.
Yeah, they're on the beach, I think, in one of the scenes. It was like set in
Yeah.
LA.
It's like the storytelling is great and the
Was.
story and the themes behind them. But yeah, Ye Olde English is like even this is gonna be so nerdy and I apologize, but I was watching a history channel on YouTube. It's called The History Traveler. He's awesome. And he's been doing Revolutionary War stuff. So he's been visiting like the Carolinas, and I don't know if he got to New England. I think he did. And he tells a story of like the battles and all that. And there's little excerpts of like what happened during these wars, and he'll read it out, and you're like, oh, Ye Olde English sucks. And you see like the scripture of it, and you're like, that looks so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It's like a riddle when you're reading it, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, good thing we have
Get
our
to the
normal
damn
English.
point.
Exactly.
And even then, we've bastardized English.
That is true.
We made it worse.
Yeah.
Worse.
Worser. Yeah.
No,
like
there
that
was
word
some
a lot.
brain rot in there.
Yeah. Come on. Low key.
Low key.
We could be better straight up. We're kind of lacking.
For real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't need to aura farm right now.
No cap.
No cap.
That's
Sean-
cringe.
Sean Z getting into the inbox, 780-218-9999 says, from my point of view, the JPHL is the superior league when it comes to peer development. In fact, they even focus on the little things like media training, which is huge. Yeah, there's a school element to it as well. And that we started the conversation with Kub calling a bunch of games for the JPHL over the weekend. And Brock Lesnar being there.
Yeah, Brock. I didn't get to see him this time. I saw him once before when his son was playing, but
You should challenge to an arm wrestle if you ever do see him.
he would snap my arm in half.
Yeah, but what a story.
What a story.
What happens?
Yeah.
Oh, I challenged Brock Lesnar to an arm wrestle and he snapped my arm in half. Awesome.
What a memory.
Yeah, I might have to next time. I
Or
see
if
him.
you ever just come back, you happen to break your arm over the weekend, it was something boring, just use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you know of one.
No, I know. I can
That
be
would be a
reckless.
fun, like if I'm going to break an arm, at least it'd be like the story behind that one's pretty cool.
Great story.
I've never broken a bone though.
Knock on wood.
No, neither have I.
Same.
I only dislocated
Really?
my
I'm actually
middle
surprised that
finger.
none of us have. The three of us, not one has.
Taking some pretty big spills.
Look at us
I have
go.
a bent up middle finger though. If you guys can see it from there.
Yeah,
it's
I had my
pretty
nose
crooked.
sliced open.
Yeah,
That finger is
it
kind
is.
of.
It really
What'd you
is,
do?
and it gets cold. Well, okay. So I think I was in grade 7 or 8, and I was big into the skate park, but I was a big BMX kid, and on
Okay.
my brother's old like early 2000s racing BMX
Yeah.
that was heavy, like not light for tricks. It was so heavy that I don't know. The weight transfer was good going down the ramps and stuff like that, and I wouldn't really do much other than kind of drive around and go up the ramps. I wouldn't like spin the bar or anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't too crazy in grade
Okay.
8 when I was BMXing around, but there was a big mega ramp at the skate park. Shout out Cascateo Skate Park, I guess. I went down and there's a plateau right in the middle. And rather than avoiding it, I sort of ran into that area and smushed my finger in between the brake and the metal box meant for like skateboards to go over. And
Oh,
it was not a good time. And like a real man, I didn't cry. I only shed one tear down my right cheek.
Good man.
Yeah, it was
well done.
It was tough. Had to be in the splint.
Splint. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Other
long?
than that, I've banged my toe a couple times. I don't know what else.
I think we've all done that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave in section T. We no longer teach phonics, handwriting, or grammar. Lowest common denominator on computers.
Wait, you don't teach grammar?
We learn grammar, but it's so easily forgotten because of the autocorrect that we have and the platforms that we can use to avoid it. Like I'm actually terrible at grammar, and I understand that. And I'd speak to Reid, who's a very wise mind in that, and he would teach me how to properly use grammar. But even in grade 11 or 12, I had no clue really like how to use commas properly. I'd always they'd circle it in the essays. I'm like, okay, but you didn't tell me how to fix it.
Pause in a sentence.
I understand that, Tommy. I understand it, but I just put it.
He doesn't know where to put it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would put maybe an extra one, or when you're running with an and, you'd have to put one right before it. And then there's certain situations where you don't have to put the comma, and that would always confuse me. Commas are hard, but everyone sucks at writing now, sucks at grammar.
Spelling's one I've noticed has slipped mightily.
Good point.
In my life, that there's a lot of words now. I'm like, I should know how to spell this, and I don't.
Same.
And it's because the phone and Google. Well, it started with Google, that you type something and said, "Did you mean?" And Microsoft Word would agree. But now it's just everything. It's just all around that it's like, I don't need to learn how to spell to a degree, and I got to be better at that.
Well, at Nate, they would give you free Grammarly subscriptions as well through your schooling. Well, they took that away now. It was really cool, but
they got rid of that.
Yeah, it sucks. I was using it like throughout radio
it's a nice
and TV.
tool,
like,
but also
awesome.
I can understand why they're like, no, you got to figure this out on your own and all of that.
I just use the free version. It does the same, but it's like sometimes it would underline it in yellow, and it's like, oh, you could word that better, and I'm like, sure, I understand it might be run on sentence, but it still fixes the really bad grammatical errors, which I actually still use to this day to make sure. Like, I type it out first. I'm like, okay, brush over it. You know what you do. You got to go over it the second time to make sure what you said was right. You spelt it all right. And sometimes you'd be like, that was really bad. Because there's always typos when you're typing, right? Like when you write stuff out, you can take your time, but I mean, sometimes I wish that I can have autocorrect when I'm writing.
I get why we don't teach cursive anymore.
Oh, that's archaic.
Yeah. Because cursive was a way to write faster. That's kind of the point of cursors, that you could write faster.
Yeah.
But now everything's typed.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you need to really write something, you can absolutely print. We're good.
I guess I can
still
sign
do
my
cursive.
name.
Could you read cursive?
Probably.
Okay.
I think I could. I mean, I can't really write it. And I was way slower writing cursive, so there's no point for me to write it.
Too many loops?
Too many loops. Yeah, I do the O with one too many loops, and then the E. The S always got me, the lowercase s.
Really?
Yeah.
Very simple.
It's like up, down, over.
and away you go.
I know, but I want it to look a certain way, so I take my time. Yeah.
See, but that's the part of
Rs
cursive was that it's like it doesn't have to look a certain way because you're trying to get through this.
Yeah.
You're trying to write this out. That's the
out.
point of cursive, to go faster.
A fun word, any like ILLING word was always fun to write.
Intelligent.
Yeah, or like killing. I don't know whether the first one.
That's an interesting first word. He goes to intelligent.
Thrilling. Loving.
And you go to killing.
Nice, Koob. Nice.
You playing any games this weekend?
Possibly one. Because.
What do you mean possibly?
Did you or
did you not play a game this weekend?
Oh, did I play a game?
Like a video game this weekend? That's where I was going.
Thought you said. Oh, I thought you asked me something different. Never mind. Never mind. Did I play a game?
Yeah.
A killing COD. That's why I thought
did
to
last week I was. There's this Ubisoft game. It's called For Honor. So they put Vikings together, samurais and knights all in the same world.
No.
And they have other characters too.
For Honor?
For Honor.
I'm gonna look this up.
And it's a Canadian-made game, but they spell the honor without the U.
But because Ubisoft
selling to the American audience.
Yeah.
Yep. Montreal-based company.
Yeah. We had BioWare here in Edmonton.
That was the one. Yeah, they made
still do, no?
I'm not sure if they're based out here. I think they got plucked.
Yeah,
by a
they
bigger
got bought by
production
like
company.
EA or something.
I think EA bought them out, but I think they're still. I thought they were still here.
Sellouts.
No, you got to make
Since
money.
07, they were owned by EA. Headquarters, Epcot Tower.
Oh, good.
They were always.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Somebody will know for sure.
Yeah.
McCord's wife worked for them, I believe.
Did she?
She did.
Oh, that's cool. Crystal? Raider Jesse says, you should watch Hamnet. It's multi-Oscar nominated film about Shakespeare as he puts on Hamlet, focusing on his tragic home life. It's great. That might be interesting, yeah.
The one thing I remember about...
Yeah, they're still in Edmonton. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, really?
They are still, their website still says they have, their studios are in Edmonton and in Austin.
But I don't think they're have done much though recently since the Mass Effect series. At least
Mass Effects was them?
Yeah. Just the first one majorly was, I think, produced and created here in
They must be working on something.
They have Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Those are and then they've done they've done a Star Wars games, a bunch of other games I've never heard of, Sonic Chronicles.
Sure.
They're still going. That's good.
Yeah.
Seems to. According to their website, they have studios in Edmonton.
Good. I like that. It's good to hear. It's a success story right from here. Fat Efron, good morning. Says, hey, Maddie.
Hi.
When are those new EST hats going to be available? I leave for Arizona on Wednesday, and I want to rock the hat at one of the baseball games I'm going to.
They are available currently. I saw a bunch of emails come in over the weekend. I have to deal with them, but I still do have a few hats. So if you want one, email me, matt@edmontonsportstalk.com. If you already emailed me, I'm dealing with it today. You'll get my email back. They're 42 flat, $40 plus GST, which works out to be an even $2. And it's either cash or e-transfer. If you need shipping, charge will be more for shipping. Otherwise, pick up here on the west end of town. But yeah, just get in touch with me, matt@edmontonsportstalk.com. I'm assuming it was Jay posted it on Instagram.
I like that. I reposted it.
Because on Saturday, I also was just getting a bunch of emails later at night. I'm like, why am I getting a bunch of emails now?
Is CJ in Chicago get a hold of you? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
and it was just one. I'm like, it's just a random time to be getting all these emails. Then I noticed that he posted something.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want one, matt@edmontonsportstalk.com. And yeah, they're again limited edition hats. And once they're sold, they're sold. There won't be more.
Limited run.
Get them while they last.
Good work, everyone.
You sold quite a few of them?
Yeah, I would say that after this, there'll probably be about 15 left.
Wow.
After I deal with the weekends or something like that. So they're moving rather nicely.
Yeah. They are nice hats. How did the idea for that come to fruition? Was it just Chelsea or did you come up with it?
No, Chelsea just reached out, what do you think of this hat? And I'm like, oh, that's a very nice hat. And then just like, you want to know a way to do it? It's just not even for a store or something. I just want a limited edition run. Shoot it out there. Have at it, people. Something different.
Yeah. Nice.
No, that was all Chelsea. From the High Product Marketing, which portions of this hour of the Hangout are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, highproductmarketing.com. The hat's just a prime example of the great work that they do over at the Hive. So yeah, no, that was all Chelsea. And then once I brought a prototype into the office and showed everyone, it was just like everyone was like, that's really nice.
I loved it. I love it. I have one.
Easily amazing. I almost wore it today coming in. I probably should have. I was thinking about it. I got the tennis ball head.
Yeah.
How is the hair
in that weird stage?
Starting to grow out. Well, for those who are listening or aren't fully aware, I lost my NFL fantasy with some of my friends, and I ended up getting a buzz cut. I think I got it down to second guard or third guard on the razor, and it's just all starting to grow back out. And I'm at that stage where it's a bit awkward. You almost gotta keep pushing through it, or I gotta get another shave. But we're doing good. I still like the short hair.
It's the sides that become the problem
bushy
spot. Yeah, they get bushy, and you're still waiting for everything on top to be long enough to actually do something with it.
Because usually, I mean, most people have their hair longer up top, like you boys do, and then got to clean it up on the sides. But we're just gonna rock it from now on. Yeah.
Great time to wear a hat.
Yeah. That hair looks good though. I will say. Actually, I think it suits you right now. With the facial hair. I don't think if you had the facial hair, it would.
If I didn't, it would. Yeah.
I don't think it would look as good.
You gotta have the combo. I think
it looks good with the
I know you're a
facial
big
hair.
fan of goatees there, Tommy.
I am?
Yeah.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
Yes. I think you told me once that, you're not a big fan of goatees. Maybe depends on the person.
Yeah.
Kind of calling you out on the spot.
No, I'm trying to remember. Maybe I did say that. Why would I be mad about goatees or have something? Maybe it's the type of goatee people, like some people
like the little
wear.
patch, the soul patch.
Or like the
down
thin
low.
one, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
Oh, it's Charge. I didn't even realize. Yeah, February's already wrapped up. Perfect February. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, let's keep the stigma around it. I stand by it.
Okay.
The Hangout is a keep the stigma around churches going. They are awful. They aren't necessary. We don't need to ever bring back what are they just churches?
Chin strap.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
strap
it's
will
chin straps. Chin strap are, thank you. Chin straps, there's a stigma around them for a reason, and it should stay that way. So the Hangout will always be a keep the stigma around movement.
I don't think it's really even like a stigma that is had. I think collectively as a unit, people around the world agree that it's just a bad beard. And it's not something that needs to be brought back.
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. It's one of those things that this entire world went, this is not good. This was a bad time in human history, and let's not bring it back. And but those that want to say, let's end the stigma, I stand by. The stigma is there for a reason. Keep the stigma.
I'm a little surprised your stance is this strong against charge.
Well, I'm sure we'll see Dusty and Dusty tomorrow.
It begins
on the morning show.
Yeah.
He looked like
he won't be having a charge though, or chin strap, because he's going to be on TSN in a couple nights.
Yeah.
Oh right, he's got that game.
So you want to know something?
Yes.
You pull off the chin strap during that game, huh?
Yeah.
If the chin strap's so good, pull it off in the Sens original broadcast game.
That's how you really end stigma. I mean, you're on national television.
If it's all good, we should be able to get away with it on TSN.
And, well, he looked as red as a lobster, though.
The stigma around when it comes to the chin strap.
Maddie taking.
So I don't know why you had to bring that up.
Well, because it's that month.
Yeah, so?
Just opening the conversation, Maddie, okay? I wonder if, because he looked a bit sunburnt, though. And prior to his trip to Mexico, he was asking nasties. I don't know what we're going to call it, the nasty trip to Mexico.
I don't think there was a name for it.
Yeah.
Nastyco? Maybe? I don't know if that one works, to be honest with you. But Dusty and Eric were all asking for tips, I think, during 3 Questions Too Many, one segment before they went. And he was kind of skeptical about having to reapply sunscreen once every hour. So they don't have to do it every hour. Well, with the UV being
it's
that powerful,
depending which
right?
one, it's every 3-4 hours.
Yeah, well, Dusty's got pretty fair skin too, I must say. And there was a photo that LTE put up on his Instagram. Great updates from Lieutenant Eric.
I enjoyed those thoroughly. Thank you, Eric.
There were some good ones for sure.
Yeah.
And Dusty looked pretty red in the nose. He looked like Rudolph coming back.
Yeah, you do need to stay on top of it. But it sounds like the trip was pretty good, and it sounds like there wasn't anything too crazy that happened, like nothing wild, just standard fun time.
Mm-hmm. As you get into it, yeah.
Eric posted a picture of a puke.
Yeah.
And I investigated, and my investigation led me to the solution, and the conclusion, it was a random lady that threw up.
Well, it was
not
funny.
One of our crew.
Because he joined the Reid Wilkins show, and Reid Wilkins asked Mr. Lieutenant Eric if there's been any situation like that, wouldn't people be stumbling around because it's all inclusive and stuff. And LT was like, no, like I've never really seen anyone like throw up yet or anything. Like nothing really crazy has happened. Second he signed off, that instant occurred, and he walked right by the whole shebang there. Yeah, it
meant to be.
Quite the photo. I wasn't expecting that scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. If you're reading, I wouldn't go back and find it.
Dude.
Just like the morning show used to ban people for saying silly goose as if that was a big deal.
Right.
And then Nasty Chat didn't do that. I will be banning any promotion of chin straps in the Nasty Chat during the Hangout. I wish to keep the stigma. So I'm going to go that way.
Wow.
So to the people, including, I know VR, I think Barry the Cheater was in there. Rip had one. I've already deleted your comments. Keep the stigma. Keep the stigma.
Corey B chiming in. Good morning, Corey B says it was a successful trip. Everyone had fun and made it home safe. Excellent. Sounds like no drama. What was the other thing? VR. Shout out to VR, Cal in the Park, Sarah, Kelvin. Who else was there the other day? Tube Socks came out. My parents came out. Who am I forgetting? We had a good turnout on Saturday for the afternoon game. Yeah, we had the whole side. Benny brought his crew, so there was 6 of them.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. If I'm forgetting you, sorry. But we had a great turnout for a Saturday afternoon game. Difficult result for the Oil. We'll get to that in a bit whenever Maddie wants to. But just shout out to everybody. Oh, Rip City Step was there. And we had fun for a Saturday afternoon. It was great.
Nice. Yeah, because 2 o'clock puck drop for that one.
Yeah. We're getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Tony was there. Tony, we dished out some decent prizes. It was all right. And then some of just the regulars were there. And I think some people just want to have Saturday beverages and watch the game. So it was a good mix. Really good mix.
Nice. Sounds like a chill day.
It was a chill day. I think the lounge would be about 3/4 full at its peak. People on the wood as well. It was fun. We had a good time.
Well, let's get into the game if we want to.
Yeah.
Or do we want to just get right into trade deadline?
Let's get into the game because there's some texts that have come in.
Okay.
Coach Mike, we're going to get to you and some others.
Oiler team, once again, it's the up and downs of this road trip. Awful, beat the Kings, chance to win off the win streak, feeling good, lose. What was the feeling Saturday night from the post-game show?
I said this to Coop when I walked in. I think the fan base is starting to understand the limits of this team, and that's putting it nicer than I said to Coop. There's frustration, sure, Maddie, but it's like, it's more than a defenseman and a bottom 6 forward from this team being put over the top into contention or contender status. So that realization, I think, sucks for the fans. There are a lot of them that still believe in this group and want to soldier on, but Joaquin and I were talking about it on the post-game show. It's like there's a lot of bad signs right now. A lot of bad signs. These indicators are not great. I'll use this as an example. Gager said, hey, if you're Connor Ingram, you made some good saves, but you still let in 5, right? That sucks. That's not good. And when Gager, and that was Gager's opinion, is hey, he played a decent game. Listen, the first goal, I don't know what they were doing. They didn't have possession. Ingram goes to get his stick, and one pass later, it's in the back of the net. But outside of that, he made some solid saves, and Joaquin's I would feel good about my game because of the saves, the quality chances I faced, and you, at the end of the day, you're I let in 5 and we lost, and I thought I had a decent game. Was it you that before we started was talking about the frustrating? Oh no, it was Hernan saying seeing the body language from some of the guys, slamming gates, slamming sticks.
There was a point where McDavid, just the puck went in and you could kind of just see him
head
hands
back,
go
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff like that with what we're down to 19 games remaining. And Maddie, you outlined the points percentage, and if you went over a worst case scenario, hypothetical with the games in hand that the Pacific Division teams have over the Oilers. If they win them, that leaves the Oilers on the outside looking in because they don't have the tiebreaker against Utah right now. That's an unpleasant thought. So,
and one game before deadline. Tomorrow's the last game before.
That's right.
Max Bezzoso, I'm sure this hasn't been talked about enough on postgame. Why didn't they challenge for offside on that first goal? Because it wasn't offside.
Yep.
It's the Makar play. When you look at the frame, I guess that would have been Celebrini. The stick was not touching the puck. By the time he touches said puck, the Shark is tagged up onside.
And I hate that rule.
But I also understand, there's a part of me, and this is why I feel like they should have redone it after the Makar. But there's a point but if he's not touching the puck, how's it offside?
Right.
How do you claim that this is the moment offside happens when he hasn't actually touched the puck yet? So the one clip that's going out there, clearly he's not touching that puck. That offside is when the stick touches the puck. When there is puck on stick and there's connection, are people onside or offside? And in that situation, everyone was back onside.
And I think it's you and or Reid who make the point of, you notice it now where guys will lift their stick as they enter the offensive zone because technically you don't have possession, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But that is the rule, as Matty pointed out, and that's why you see guys doing that. So you say you're carrying it in, and you lift
Half
the
a
stick,
second. Yep.
and it's like, oh, I don't have possession, and then they tag up, and you go back in, and it's like, well, that should be offside, but because they don't have possession, quote unquote, it's all good.
I wonder if they'll change that one. That
No, I don't
one.
think
The only thing is, how do you,
easy.
I think there's got to be a little bit of better wording. Like, I feel like, because on the Sharks play one there, it was like a quick turnover almost. Then he turned
right
around.
at the middle. Yeah.
To me, I could argue that he didn't have possession for more there. The Makar one, I understand the argument from the other side, is he skated up with the puck. How do you tell me he doesn't have possession? But then, yes, in the end, what happens on a single if you skate with the puck from blue line to goal line, you have multiple mini possessions because stick on puck, stick off puck, stick on puck. In theory, there's got to be a way that they go once you gain the puck or first get possession of the puck, it's yours no matter what, whether it's on your stick or but then it's creating this fake little halo that you're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't like that. So
I do understand in the end where it's
ambiguous.
Like it's one as soon as it's touching is the moment that's possession.
Yeah,
Because like if I had the like in football, if I'm a runner with the football and I have full possession, and then for whatever reason, just because I want to be an idiot, I'm just let go of the ball. Do I still have possession? Or is that like, that's me, I've lost possession now. So now it's turning into a fumble. And then, but if I quickly grab it again, I've gained possession again.
Yeah.
And
So like if that ball hits on the ground, it's not like, well, it was his ball. He didn't, like, no, I lost possession. So I do get it.
It's weird. Ian said Ian was also there. He was on the other side of the restaurant with his son. Couldn't come in because his son's 17, and we were on the lounge. So good to see you, Ian. Joaquin and I said hi to him right when we started the show. I hate that. But you're right. Like you've outlined it perfectly.
The problem is that we have these offside reviews now that we're zoning in on.
Yeah,
and we're paying so much close attention to that. But it comes down to when you're touching the puck. And look, the Oilers video coaches, he's excellent.
Pretty damn good.
The reason they didn't challenge is they knew they won't get it overturned.
Noah Siegel and Eric, they're right on top of it.
Tells you all you need to know, that they know that was not going to get overturned, and it would have been the Oilers on a power play or a penalty kill. So that's why it wasn't challenged. That's not a miss by the Edmonton Oilers. If you've seen it, that coaching staff saw it. They knew though in the moment.
Now so the Sharks player who was wide left when Celebrini was cutting up the middle and did that with his stick and the puck with his micro possessions or whatever.
Excellent use of micro possessions. Shout out to Bruce McCurdy, who came up with that.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Continue, sorry.
Was he on side though when he lunged out still? Like
when Celebrini finally touched the puck in the offensive zone, he was tagged up.
Okay. See that's just
That's
a
the
smart
difference.
play.
Yeah. Well, and Celebrini just like was getting to the puck. He just didn't touch it yet. And the guy was tagging up.
Because I saw like the just initial replay on Sportsnet and it was like really quick before they continued, at least from what I saw. Like I can really see it. I was looking, trying to squint, and then they didn't give too many replays on that. Then they didn't challenge. Like they looked for a second, right? In the box, they went, and as they always do, no challenge, and then just continue. I kind of watched that game sort of like the Oilers were playing in that one. I was a little sleepy. I was there for maybe fully awake for maybe parts of half the game. I did watch the game, but it was just, you could tell right away that the Sharks were pressing. Like Macklin Celebrini had 7 shots. He was on fire on Saturday afternoon, and just like seeing that sort of lack of response and for the Oilers to fall into their bad habits once again, it's tough to see where this team is at or really realize it, I guess. I mean, now as we're inching 21 games left, 61 games played.
Left.
61 games played though. So it'd be 20.
Yeah, that was game 61. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not good at math.
Neither am I, Tommy. I'm not good at grammar, math, spelling.
61 games, so that leaves
21.
21 games left.
My bad. I thought there were...
So 12 home.
Yeah, my bad.
Whatever it is away. So
9. Hey, there we go. That's math.
There you go.
We're doing math on Friday.
Do it live. We do it live. Yeah.
Ian, it was Ian's daughter. Sorry, I said son. My bad. Yes, Koob. It's frustrating.
Really is, because it's the same old, like, Hernan was fired up on Twitter. I'm trying to think. So they had 8 goals, then 4 goals yesterday, then it was 5 goals in the other.
For how many goals the
game
Oilers
that they
scored?
lost? Yeah, their goals in their last 3 games are unreal, and then they just continue to.
Coming out of the break, they had 8, 4, 5. So 17 goals. In 3 games, they had 17 goals.
And then you lose 2 of them.
And so that's averaging over 5 a game.
Yep.
And you lost 2 of those hockey games.
So is another defenseman going to change anything? What happens to Andrew Mangiapane now that he's put on waivers? I don't think he gets claimed.
Noon, it happens. Waivers will happen. Oil Stream, Reid and Tommy, I believe it is today.
Reid's down at the rink. He will beat Stan Bowman speaking today, by the way. So,
is he?
Okay.
Yeah, Reid's going to be there for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have an update on what's going on there at noon. We'll find out, did somebody save the Oilers and take Mangiapane? The only way
really
it
save the
happens
Oilers?
was this a way for the Oilers to maybe get around the no trade clause?
Yeah. And just get that money.
If somebody wanted him, but
they're
he
saying,
said,
take him.
I have a no trade clause, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
They're doing that. I believe it happened with the Ducks or with the Rangers. Didn't Chris Drury do this to someone? Through whenever a no move, and they're like, "Well, we'll just put you on waivers." And
that was Trouba. They were playing hardball with Trouba, I think.
So maybe that's there, but there's also the whole thing that the Oilers will likely call up Howard and
Hudson or Szymanski.
I think Szymanski. Maybe it is because Puck Pete has it where you do that, you call them up, you then put Janmark on LTIR. Their bonuses then get added into the LTIR, so their cap hit drops to the 900. It's not the 1 point whatever. They're up here, you send them down, they play in the American Hockey League for a game, and then they're free to come up here at their entry-level cap hit, not the bonuses cap hit.
Right. That's the clear day where you have to be on the roster in the AHL, I believe.
So it's all happening very soon here, and that's part of what's going to happen here. But we'll see if Andrew Mangiapane or Regula get claimed. I know there's a lot of people on Twitter yesterday thinking Regula will get claimed.
That's why they kept him.
We'll find out.
Over Stetcher.
Well, imagine losing Stetcher and Regula for nothing.
That would be considered bad asset management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Collingwood Rob says this team is the making of Jackson/Bowman. Fire Bowman, get someone who will actually facilitate impactful trades. And Collingwood Rob, I understand that. Who hired Stan Bowman? It was Jeff Jackson. So they've been working as a tandem, and they've had a lot of misses, couple of hits on roster moves. I think Podkolzin's definitely a good one. Kapanen has been a pleasant surprise, although he's been hurt a lot. And we were saying this the other day, don't forget, the Matt Savoy trade. That's actually looking good. Savoy's going to be a player. I know McLeod's having a great year right now on a very surprise
They are rolling.
Buffalo Sabres team, but McLeod's also a $5 million plus player now. And they are rolling, you're right.
I don't think if Bowman's gone, Jeff Jackson's gone. I don't see Jeff Jackson firing Stan Bowman this quick. GMs don't get fired that quick in the NHL.
Yeah, well, this team doesn't operate normally, so.
But that's where to me, if he's going, I think Jeff Jackson's going with him.
Like a pair.
Like it's where you guys are gone if that were to happen. Like that would be the thing. Because then Jeff Jackson this summer will be 3 years since it's higher. Because he had the 1 year with Ken Holland.
Yes.
And then he's now had these 2 seasons with Stan Bowman. So in a one way, you could look at it that way for the Oilers. If you're Daryl Cates, I'm like, you guys are gone. Paul Coffey's now taking over. But
why not?
I just don't see Stan Bowman by himself being let go. Just and in sports, generally the coach goes before that GM. The GM gets a chance, even though there was an extension. GM gets a chance to hire their own coach. And that has not happened here in Edmonton with Stan Bowman. Jeff Jackson got to hire a new coach to a degree. He was here with Ken Holland, probably forced Ken Holland's hand in that one.
Yeah.
But Stan Bowman hasn't done it. So I think anyone hoping that Stan Bowman gets fired this offseason, I find that unlikely, personally. Just from watching sports for all these years. It just doesn't happen.
Joaquin pointed this out on Saturday during the post-game show. Jeff Jackson, or Chris Knobloch's body language, again, suggesting stress, frustration. It's not a good situation. So they're slipping, man. It's not good. Hopefully, a win tomorrow helps them against Ottawa, who's had struggles this year.
But a hungry Sens team trying to keep their own playoff lives alive. Playoff lives alive. Because they're, as we said earlier, 5 back of the Bruins for a playoff spot. So they're coming in. What's their schedule? This is their first game of a Western road trip. In Edmonton, in Calgary, in Seattle, in Vancouver. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday for them. So this is one of those, like, it needs to be 2, though. You drop this one if you're the Oilers, your stretch of after that, Carolina, Vegas, Colorado, Dallas, rather difficult.
This text says, was it Barclay Gaudreau that the Rangers and
is that who it was?
Trade? I think there was some weird.
Well, he didn't want to waive a no trade clause. Like, fine, we could put you on waivers and this team will claim you, or anyone could claim you. And there's a weird loophole, I guess, that anyone could claim you, even though you have a no trade clause, because it's not a trade.
Yeah,
it's just poor
asset management.
Not poor asset management. It's a very poor tact. It's like.
But that's why
greasy.
That's why Chris Drury isn't everyone's favorite guy.
I know, and that's where I don't think that's what happened. What's happening here, and I don't think anyone would claim him, because I think Mangiapane for the most part would probably just be like, "Yeah, I'll take almost anywhere."
I think that's where we're at now, and to me, this seems like a desperation play from the Oilers. Just get him out of here. We know we're not going to get much for him, so if anybody wants him, take him.
Yeah, just
hopefully they take him, take his whole salary.
Well, and after this, could a team not trade from him and move him up and down from waivers in their regular team for 30 days? If he clears and then the Oilers trade him, he has that ability to be moved up and down, I think, for 30 days. So for a team,
sounds right.
For a team, they might be like, we'll take him because we don't have to have him here the whole time if we don't want to or something. I don't know.
But he has a no movement clause in his contract, does he not?
No move or no? I thought it was no trade.
Oh, it was no trade.
Because no move can't do waivers.
No move, you're stuck.
Like Darnell Nurse, I know people are like, put him on waivers, but he can't because he is...
No move.
He was a little snippy with Mark Spector. And Mark Spector, when you're in the wrong as a player is when people are defending Mark Spector's question and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Mangiapane clears through, maybe he can try and find some life down in the AHL.
No trade clause.
So he could be sent down.
1 assist, so... like in that other game, he had a spark.
Maybe, but he's an NHL player. Like, is he a 30-goal scorer? Not anymore. He's an NHL player, though. He's 29, I believe.
Yeah.
He's still just an NHL player. And it's funny, there was a text that came in.
He's 29.
29. Where is that text that just came in? Said that anytime a player... Pizza Boy with this one says, Edmonton is where player value goes to die. If we wanted to trade Jari for Skinner now, we would need to add another second and decent player / prospect. That first line, I think you could apply it to Mangiapane, Victor Arvidsson. I mean, we just saw Jeff Skinner get waived for the purpose of contract termination. Yeah,
Sharks,
but the first line, I'll read it again from Pizza Boy, is Edmonton's where player value goes to die. And sadly, for a lot of guys, that has happened. There's other guys where their value's gone up. Podkolzin and Kapanen, sure.
But yeah, that's where it's like whenever an Oiler does good, though, all Oiler fans want to keep him.
Yeah.
And they never want to give him up.
Where do you stand on a guy like Jack Roslovic now, too? Because remember there was the talk, they were having discussions with him for a contract extension. And I was told 4x4 wouldn't be enough to keep him around.
Really?
Which is mind-blowing in my opinion, but...
Well, I said this back in like November, December. Even if the Oilers were in a playoff spot, if you don't think you're going to sign him this summer, I'd flip him.
Sure. Yeah.
I would try to get some sort of pick.
Yeah.
And I think now more than ever, like you're not giving up on the season moving him. You're building an asset for next year. Mm-hmm. And I don't think not having him is just so detrimental to this team. Back to Pizza's Boy comment, like if any Oiler that does well, like if we came on air then that offseason and said, trade this guy, value's high, Oiler fans, but why would you trade him? His value's so great.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's like, well, okay, but then you cannot. But then they do bad. It's like, well, we never trade these guys at the best. Like, I'll throw this one out there if you can. If you want to talk about value being high, would this summer be a good time to try to trade Zach Hyman?
Oh yeah.
You want to rip the heart out of everybody.
I know, but I'm thinking of players that they have that
Yeah.
are values are good.
Yeah.
Things are up there. You're trying to make a change to this team. That's trading a player that with a value.
Yes.
But Oiler fans won't like that, and your reaction is exactly what probably all of our listeners were at that moment.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to trade those players in the city when they have good value. And Hyman might have been a bad one because of the heart and soul that he does bring to this team as well.
But you're using this as a pretty start.
We only want to talk
example.
about the bad players.
Yeah.
They're playing poor, get rid of this player. They're playing bad, get rid of this player. But it's never when players are playing well that we say, now's the time. Okay, the value's there. Move on from this player. We're like, how do we sign him to a longer deal? Make sure they stay as an Edmonton Oiler.
Yeah. Can you flip somebody like Ekholm? Right? Like
Ekholm would have been a guy to flipped probably this past summer.
Yeah.
To start to move on from
his
him because,
best, yeah.
but they signed him. It's a good value. People are happy with that value. But is that going to plan out long term?
If he progressively slides down the depth chart on D, then yeah, it's a good way to coast off into the sunset.
Tyson Barrie was one where it was good value brought in.
Yeah.
And it was the right player that came in return that people were fine trading him out. But I get everything Pizza Boy's saying. The problem is, though, is that when there is an Oiler that has good value, no one is going out, now's the time to trade this person. We got to keep this person. They're needed for this team. Even a guy like Evander Kane the last couple of years, like the Oilers tried to trade him, was the no move clause, but there was a lot of people like, why are they trying to trade him? Well, because maybe now's a good time to trade him. Now's a good time for value. But it was, why would you trade him? That's stupid. He's an Oiler. He's needed for this team.
Yeah, there's some other stuff there, but yeah,
I know, but
but you're right.
That's the
Overall,
what Oiler fans. That's how, and I'm not going to say it's still Oiler fans. That's all sports fans.
True.
No one ever wants to trade away their good players.
Well, and it's a whole thing. You got to crack a couple eggs to make a few omelets, right? Like if you want to get a little bit better,
delicious
with your team, I can enjoy a good omelet every once in a while.
Well, yeah, of course, you love to eat.
But Roslovic could be a guy like if his price point is too high for an extension, and he has been pretty good with this team. He was on fire, then he got injured, came back. He was a little bit slow. He is a scorer in spurts. He's not going to get a point every other game consistently.
Who, Hyman?
For Jack Roslovic.
Oh, Roslovic. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
He scores in spurts, and he'll have a couple big games here, have a big night. He's a good puck mover. He's very smart, super intelligent player. But is there somebody that you could say, okay, well, clearly we're not going to be able to keep this guy. He's asking for too much money on his extension when they had talks earlier in the season.
Do we value him
is that
to
somebody
that point?
that we can move? Because he has good value. He came in dirt cheap. Nobody else was going to sign him. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there's teams looking at him.
Like if we want to go back in time, is that not a red flag or no?
Yes, I think it was mentioned at the time.
It is, yeah.
But now, actually, I want to check something. Doesn't he have a no trade? What's his thing?
There was that November 1st thing.
A modified
right.
no trade. He has a 4-team trade list.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, one of 4 teams, I guess.
Great
take him.
work there.
Yeah.
Great work
Because
there.
when he was signed, it was like, hey, are the Oilers going to try and maybe flip him before that November 30th deadline? Because you could trade him to any team. But
They were waiting for Hyman to come back, see where Roslovic fit on the roster.
And he was. He did fit.
Yeah, he's a good player, but
It's hard to keep track of some of these.
Andrew the accountant texts in, if they miss the playoffs, they surely just clean house, don't they? I mean,
It's funny. They will. They will.
probably
They'll be
would.
at least Knobloch will be gone.
Yeah, he would be the first one. Yeah.
There's a part, and it's not the Lightning. Chris Knobloch's not John Cooper. All of that. But there's the year they got swept in 4 to the Blue Jackets. And it would have been a time to have greased John Cooper. It was a time to maybe change some things.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, let's keep this one more year. Let's go back to it. I would like to think that maybe to a degree for Knoblauch, and I know other fans aren't happy with Knoblauch. I feel like there is a potential of, let's keep this going. Mm-hmm. And you could always make that change in November or December if you need to. We've seen that before.
3 years left coming up for his extension.
Yeah, that's a thing. It puzzles me how these NHL teams sign these coaches to extensions, and I guess they want a sense of comfortability and to be stable in their jobs, but you're never going to find that stability as a head coach in the NHL now.
Hired to be fired is the term.
Yeah. You're there for a quick spurt. You're not going to hang around for too long, maybe 2-3 years. Like Chris Knoblauch is one of he's in the top 10 of coaching tenures around the NHL. I wouldn't be surprised if he's higher.
Which
I
is
haven't
insane.
checked recently, but
He's been the coach for 3 years.
yeah. And
Wait.
it's
No.
This is
2
his
calendar years.
Yes. Just a little over 2 calendar years.
It was 2023 when that went down.
Last year was his
November?
first full season.
Yeah.
This will be his second
because
full
it was that
season.
really
November
rough,
of
like
2012.
4-12 and 3 start or whatever it was.
3-9-1
3-9-1.
in the
That's what
first
it was.
12. Yeah.
That was that post game. I still remember.
Oh
yeah.
my God, they were so bad.
Did that not win Rant of the Year?
It did. I have
From
the
the
SD
SDs?
on my
Yeah.
shelf. it's there.
It's a good rant.
It sits there nicely and proudly.
Well, Jim Hiller's gone from LA now.
Yeah, but you heard Dennis Bernstein this morning with the
Nope.
guys. He says it could be an opportunity. That's where Pete DeBoer might end up.
Wow.
Because someone just texted and said Pete DeBoer won't be around in November. I agree with that. And then also signing Jake Wallman for absolutely zero reason. Yeah, that's kind of...
Why does everyone want Pete DeBoer when everyone in this town was also making fun of Pete DeBoer and saying this guy's not as good? And Chris Knoblauch beat him last year in the Western
Good
Conference
memory,
Final.
yeah.
Chris Knoblauch out-coached him back-to-back conference finals. And there was just a ripping of Pete DeBoer with how he handled the Dallas Stars and especially
Ottinger.
Ottinger.
Yeah.
And what has he won?
Not a lot.
I don't think he's won a cup.
No, he's been to the final.
He's been to the finals. So was your current coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just because he's the only name out there that people just gravitate towards Pete DeBoer. But if we went to 11 months ago, 10 months ago, whatever it was, I guess it's less than that, maybe 9 months ago.
All right.
And we floated the idea of the next coach maybe being Pete DeBoer. Everyone would have mocked that idea. But like even like if we just said, hey, Chris Knoblauch's resigning. Everyone was mocking that. But now everyone wants Pete DeBoer.
Yep. Here's another. There's a lot of text coming in. 780-218-9999. This text says, the management of this team is pure garbage. Yeah, it's been rough. I'm not going to go and say it's garbage myself, but it's been very rough lately. We've had more people clamoring for Ken Holland. There were people who wanted him out very quickly. Yeah. They got their wish.
X-Ray J, no Knoblauch had McDavid and Draisaitl, nothing to do with coaching acumen. Let's not just go there. And then what's the point? Then no coach matters. Who cares that they hire their coach? This is on McDavid and Draisaitl.
Fire them.
Well, based on that, the only reason the Oilers won the Western Conference Final, the coach didn't matter. It was all McDavid and Draisaitl. Which then, the only reson they're playing poor, Knoblauch doesn't matter. It's McDavid and Draisaitl. They're failing this team, X-Ray J.
But
if that's the only counter to this.
How many people, especially 2 years ago, said Knoblauch outcoached Pete DeBoer in the conference finals? Both years.
Yeah.
More so the first year.
Stuart Skinner outcoached a goalie, Jake Ottinger.
Yeah, twice.
McDavid and Draisaitl were great as well. But it wasn't just two guys carrying their team throughout an entire 2 series. The Oilers dominated those 2 series.
They did.
Shut down Rantanen last year.
It's all around. Everyone deserves credit for that one. But X-Ray, you also said it was all goaltending, was all Dustin Schwartz. How did that go for you this year?
They should almost bring him back. No.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah, it's all Dustin Schwartz's fault.
Even until about January, February of last year, Chris Knoblauch was praised for pushing all the right buttons.
Yes.
And then there was a bit of a falter from the Oilers. I think they came out of a break and stumbled a bit. And that's where a lot of the comments we were seeing on our shows throughout the day, as well as pre and post game, started to pick away at Knoblauch. And then they lose the cup final. I think that put a little more heat on him. And then this year, it feels like he has been a target for not everybody in the fan base, but a good chunk of the fan base.
The full season, too.
All season.
It's
right
not
from the
just
get-go.
One little stretch where the team's bad. It's been, okay.
Yeah, like
what's
training
going on
camp,
with
Coop,
Knoblauch?
that's a good point. Training camp, when they had Trent Frederick up with McDavid and Draisaitl, people were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, why would you do that? I mean, didn't look good, didn't work out. It lasted all of one game and maybe one period. I think, did he even get that second game against the Canucks this year?
On that top line?
Maybe he did. Maybe it did last two games, and then he hasn't been back since, and he's had an awful season. Scored the other night, though.
Yeah, third goal of the season.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it feels like the sentiment on Chris Knoblauch has shifted quite a bit in the last calendar year.
And I get some of the blame. I get the lack of playing the younger guys and lack of trust in those guys and not utilizing third, fourth lines. I do get that. There's those arguments I completely and fully agree on. But also, what is Trent Frederick? What is a Darnell Nurse? Like, the Oiler fans are ready to rip on so many of these players. Mm-hmm. What is a coach supposed to do if you're ripping on these players and these guys are producing nothing? Mm-hmm. They can't. They could try their best to try to coach him, but is also Pete DeBoer going to make Trent Frederick, although he's actually played well outside of the break, but for the course of the season, is Pete DeBoer making Trent Frederick a better player? Is he making Darnell Nurse a better player? Are we just easily just saying that that's all on Chris Knoblauch? Like, or is maybe the problems of this team, like the coach is stuck with some of those things? And X-Ray J going, is Woodcroft a great coach? According to wins and losses, Woody is like the third best coach ever. Well, the thing is, Chris Knoblauch's better because when it comes to wins, losses in the playoffs, Chris Knoblauch got to the Stanley Cup final and Jay Woodcroft never did.
Yeah.
So if you want to go based on wins, losses, Jay Woodcroft has less than Chris Knoblauch when it comes to the part of the season that matters the most.
Yeah, and Chris Knoblauch had, in that 23-24 run, him and his Oilers squad were able to get 15 wins.
16 in a row.
They had 16 in a row in the regular season. I mean, postseason.
Oh, you're talking postseason.
In the 15 wins, that's as many playoff wins as the Columbus Blue Jackets have in their
all time
entire franchise history.
And 14 last year, Coop.
Yes.
Jeez, that's wild.
29.
Well, the year the Oilers lost in Game 7, they had as many playoff wins that one playoff run than the Blue Jackets have had their whole career.
Yes,
25 years
franchise.
Yeah,
which is actually pretty
that's
pretty nuts to think about.
Well,
it in that sense, right?
Florida had surpassed what Columbus had done in one playoff run. With winning a
2
cup,
years
right? Like 2 years in a row. Yeah, they have 32 wins in their last two.
That's just so sad.
And it was.
It's very sad.
Jordan Binnington, because when he won the cup in 18-19, he played 15 playoff games, or 15 of those games, I believe. I don't think he got all 16.
Did
wins.
he not?
Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking about. It was he broke the record of, I think, for rookie goaltenders, Marc-Andre Fleury or one of the Penguins netminders to get 16. I remember
really?
that incorrectly. Yeah, so he was like the first rookie goaltender to win 16 playoff games.
Who was their backup when they won the cup?
year.
Brian Elliott
For the Blues?
Yeah.
Oh. No, Murat? No. It was somebody there.
I can't remember.
He was 16 and 10 in the playoffs that year, Binnington.
Who was the backup?
Let me find out. I just got to click on a game
That's going to bug me now.
roster. Is this the game roster? Yeah, this is the game roster.
That was a great series.
It was a good series.
Torrey Krug, the traitor.
Why aren't you showing me? Okay, this is going to take me just a little bit.
Okay, no worries.
Yaroslav Halak? Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so I need to go with 18-19. I was just trying. I clicked the game note on Hockey Reference and it didn't show me the backup goalie. So I'll go this other way, this long way.
What's a long way?
I feel like it was Brian.
Going to player stats.
Jake Allen.
Thank you, Cole.
Jake Allen.
Yeah.
All right.
He had one game played in the playoffs, but he didn't. And they also had Chad Johnson,
Chad Johnson
was a goalie they had during the
yeah.
regular season. He started 7 games, was 2 and how did he start? Oh, because he would then come in relief. He played 10 games. He was 2-6. But then Jordan Binnington was 16-10 with a .914 save percentage, 2.46 goals allowed average, 1 shutout.
That was a very surprising. They were last place in the league on January 3rd, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was just start the new year and get things back going.
What's the rumor I just saw on Twitter today? There's beliefs that because there's always a succession plan where Doug Armstrong will no longer be the GM of the St. Louis Blues this season. Yeah. Alex Steen's going to take over. Yeah. But the idea that Doug Armstrong will take over the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Trey Living just got there.
Oh, they want him gone.
Wow.
But I know it goes against what Keith Pelley said he was going to do, but could you bring a Doug Armstrong in as a president over Brad Treliving?
I suppose you could. Then all of a sudden you've got a Patrick Alvin, what's his name?
Jim Rutherford.
Jim Rutherford situation. They've got, who's in Montreal's Jeff Gorton and Kent.
Well, no different than here. Jeff Jackson is the CEO, which is somewhat presidents versus
they've taken
Stan
on that
Bowman.
kind of dual.
But that's kind of thing. Which then I think if I'm a
you wanna
Leafs
call
fan, I hate that because then Craig Berube's probably sticking around, and I think they want Craig Berube gone too.
Oh boy,
Leafs
they
fans
want
are
Dubas
circling.
back,
Leafs
I'm
fans
sure.
are circling.
that didn't take long. They wanted Craig Berube so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That team's also in shambles as well. I mean, that one clip of them in their own defensive zone a few games back coming out of the break, like, wow. It was just a dog pile over themselves, crisscrossing. I don't know which 2 players. I think Morgan Riley was in the mix. And then I think 2 or 3 guys just spin out and twist into each other.
They're just done with
and
it.
then just let it. Yeah, it was. They're not great this year either.
But it's
There's a lot of
funny
Canadian
because they
teams
only have
struggling.
3 points less than the Edmonton Oilers. And they have a game in hand on the Edmonton Oilers that, in theory, if they win that, they're basically the same as the Oilers. But the West is such trash, that the Oilers are still this playoff team. We're still looking at them at this playoff team, and the Leafs. They're talking about, unless your name is Nylander or Matthews, trade anyone and everyone that you can.
Which is that's not reasonable.
Brent P. texting in says, going back to trading players when their value is high. To me, generally, you're only trading when their value is high when they are rebuilding, like shipping out Pat Maroon or David Perron. Yeah, the Patty Maroon thing, that was kind of like I remember that was like a big man tug of war between him and Lucic. Luch had the contract. Patty was kind of like the cheaper, obviously, you can move him out easier, and they did. So that was a mistake, ultimately. David Perron, I remember Dave didn't want to get traded. He liked it in Edmonton, and they flipped him. Got Rob Klinkhammer out of that.
Yes, and a first.
And a first, yeah.
The one argument, but sometimes, the Golden Knights have been a team, while they also have traded picks, they've also not been afraid to take players that have been good. And while they're still good, flip them for other younger good players to continue being good, and not
Restock on the fly kind of thing?
Restock on the fly and not be completely loyal in a sense, but in its business, and go and we're not going to build just because you've been great, we got to keep you. No, at times making those tough decisions, you've been great, we wish you the best. Yeah. These guys are coming in.
Pizza Boy with another one here. I want to read it. There's a great text coming in. Thank you guys for Monday. This has been pretty good. Pizza Boy says they were in a cup window though, Maddie, so they can't move on from those players easily. My take though, players come here, they usually get put in a position to fail, or at the very least do not get the same opportunities here. They are often brought in at a premium and their value drops because they aren't getting the ice time / opportunity. Circling back to Jari as a prime example, I feel like this organization is in its Manning / Spooner / Koskinen 2018-2019 era, and giving a Wallman no movement clause on an old contract for some inexplicable reason. That's from Pizza Boy. The hints of the Chiarelli era, and I said it 2 weeks ago, I'm like, it's starting to feel like elements of that is scary. Coach Mike says, going back to Chiarelli, The team seems to constantly be digging out of bad deals / trades. Yeah, it's some of that vibe. It feels like it's not a good indicator, in my opinion.
Well, when's the last time the Oilers haven't been hampered by at least one major contract? There was a Lucic deal and then swapped for Neal. Koskinen was signed. Now, of course, Nurse and
Jack Campbell still sitting there as a buyout.
Yep. Like, when is the last time you guys can remember that there was a point where it was like, okay, no worries with no, you might sign somebody who might not be great, but somebody who is anchoring your team and not allowing you to
boat anchor of a contract.
Yeah. Better way to describe it.
I think all teams have.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some level of that.
But it's like the misses start to build up now, and even if they are smaller,
you know what?
not
Until the
substantial.
Lucic deal, I think the Oilers had shed a lot of that. Right? Like Horkoff, even though Horkoff, he was only at $7 million, but back then that was a lot.
It was a 5.5 cap hit though.
That's right. So
His
even that
salary
wasn't too
was
bad.
1 year was $7 million, but his cap hit was always 5.5.
Yeah.
Because that was the time when you could fully move the money.
Front load
you could
it.
change all the money around.
That's right.
And his contract, and that was because I always was like, everyone called him a $7 million player. And then when he was getting paid less than 5.5, I'm like, is anyone going to call him a $3 million player now? And no, it was 5.5 million or 7 million.
Point. Yeah, I think that was when we were still adjusting to valuing them by their cap hits. And yeah, you'd be like, because that contract was signed like 08-ish, 09.
Something like that. I feel like it was around the time because he was that all-star.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that season, like that after that season he signed, or it was around there.
Yeah.
Didn't he get hurt at that all-star game?
Yeah, he did the fastest skater.
Yeah.
And it wasn't it was like you had to stop and start like through the neutral zone. It was weird. And he won fastest skater. Pulled a hammy,
Which was,
I think.
yeah, I
Or
feel
would he
like
have a shoulder injury then? I can't remember.
I thought he hurt himself. Yeah, I was at that all-star game. The official drink of the EST Hangout, by the way, it is Dylan's Small Batch Distilleries. Refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail brand, made the right way, crafted right here in Canada.
Lots of text here.
We can get to more of those
fired up.
throughout. It's a reminder, Oilers tomorrow, they are taking on the Ottawa Senators. It's their last game before trade deadline, as they'll play Carolina on Friday, but the deadline will happen at 1 o'clock. We'll have you covered here on Edmonton Sports Talk with all the latest that is coming from not just the trade deadline day on deadline day, but anything that happens throughout the rest of this week. Obviously, there'll be some moves happening, and we'll be ready to go with those.
Now, what's the plan for Friday? We have a longer oil stream as well.
Yeah. So Dusty, I've scheduled a couple of boys each an hour. Hangout will be normal. Trev's going to be on. Pat Ketty from the Burrows is going to be on. We'll just talk NHL. Fraze is in with Eric in the mornings. Tom will be live at the rink. So he'll be providing some hits from down there. And then EST Afternoons, Reid Wilkins Show will recap it all from 1 until, EST Afternoons will start a little after 1. We'll probably be on until the buzzer for the oil stream. Shut her down. Then move to EST Afternoons and the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Yeah.
Without Jay Milne, actually. Jay's off.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I saw you. Thank you for sending the schedule. Okay, this one says, will Keith Gretzky ever get his chance to take over as GM? Good question. I know when they hired Ken Holland, Keith was interested. Remember, he was interim GM for the end of that season after Peter Chiarelli got let go. I remember talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm interested. And then I made this joke last week, but there's some truth to it. You notice Keith has found a way to kind of stay out of the spotlight. He literally moved down to Bakersfield, bought a place there, and just focuses and does his stuff down there. So he's out of the, let's call it the crap that happens up here. I think that was a deliberate play, a smart play by Keith. Yeah. I even brought it up to him last summer. I was like, you did that on purpose, didn't you? And he goes, if you think so, Tommy. And he smiled. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. I don't know if he would want to take over this situation. But maybe. I don't know if they even would consider him. But he's done a great job down in Bakersfield. I know he loves it down there. So good question. But I have my doubts that he would end up getting the job.
Because he was the AGM for a couple years.
He is, yeah. Well, he was I think he was brought in as. Did they give him AGM right away, or was he player development, head of player development? Maybe they did give him AGM right away. Yeah, I think Peter did. And he's been AGM this entire time.
Oh, right, yeah.
J-Dub, why is it not Murray McCourt's Monday on the Hangout? He's off today. Let me know yesterday. He's back Monday. He's actually he has a seminar today. He wish he could have been on to go after a little bit of Stan Bowman. But I said after Friday. He can go after Stan Bowman. Not a fan of Stan Bowman as a general manager.
No, we're that. I mean, being a Blackhawks fan as well for Murray McCourt there.
Yeah, that's why he has this. He just doesn't trust him. Doesn't like what he did with the Blackhawks, and that was Dale Talon that won them Stanley Cups.
Oh. Oh, no, he's mucking it up here. Some people think.
And we'll see what he does. Well, that's part of it is the big problem with that is there's a lot of people that just don't trust that he could for him to do it this summer.
Yeah,
is he the guy? Like, there's a lot of like somebody said, where was the comments? There was something for, I wonder how bad this team will be in 2 to 3 years. Like, you'd like to think that McDavid will stay. Him and Draisaitl will still be here. There's a lot of cap space.
Yeah.
There's actually no reason to think that this team would be a disaster in a couple of years. The question would be, though, is can Stan Bowman, Jeff Jackson get the right moves done when these guys come off the books? There is money. Go bring in the right players. That's its own question.
And that faith is dwindling.
Well, because you could ride it out for this year, whatever you want to do. Don't have to go all in this season. But once it hits off season, that's when you got to make the moves. And it's whoever is available. Haven't fully looked at that class yet. I mean, we're still looking at the trade deadline, trade bait board and whatnot. But with that coming up on Friday for sure, like it's when he joined the team, I wasn't really sold on his managerial choices that he even had with the Blackhawks, and it's starting to show itself a little bit more.
There are no good free agents.
Yeah.
No, you're right, but it's about making trades. It's about making the right moves. You don't have to worry about, cap retention as much in the summer, anything like that. It's, can you go make that right trade to bring in the right players? Hey, look, Jeff Jackson, credit the Matt Savoy, Ryan McLeod. That's a good trade.
That worked out for both teams. EJ says, in Winnipeg, we joke that Chipman shouldn't be in the group chat with Chevy and Scheifele. What if DeBoer comes in and it wasn't McDavid's choice? Say bye-bye in 2 years at end of deal? I don't know if it's similar.
I don't know why. If the Oilers were to make any sort of coaching change, not the coaching change itself, but you always, I would feel like, have to go and be like, what do you think about this guy?
Yeah.
Well, he's
you have to.
Star of the show. You got to ask him. I mean, he's got his old agent Jeff Jackson in the mix.
Chris Knobloch's his guy, apparently.
Sure. Well, it's McDavid's team. He's not in charge of everything, but I'm sure you would want to go ask him and not upset the face of the franchise.
Well, yeah, and I think it's just also just a goodwill thing to be like, hey, we're thinking about this guy, your thoughts, just so that they're aware. It's not unheard of in other sports. I know Josh Allen would have been talked to about, is Joe Brady the guy to hire as the new head coach? Lamar Jackson was talked about whether Jesse Minter should be the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. That's what you do with those guys.
Didn't the owner in Baltimore want Lamar in the interviews?
He wanted him very involved if he was willing. He said you could fly down to, I think, Florida, wherever it was, and you could join me, or fly up from Florida.
Yeah.
I think it's the reverse, but that's just how things sometimes go. And I would think if you're the Oilers, it's not as much Draisaitl, it's more McDavid. But even Draisaitl should know. It's just, hey, we're moving from Chris Knobloch. That's done. We're making that decision. What do you think of these options as coach? And I don't think you'd let them make the final decision, but I think they'd be aware. So I don't think there'd be a situation where, let's say it is at Pete DeBoer and that happens, that it necessarily McDavid's gonna be like, this isn't my guy, I'm gone. I think to a degree, McDavid has to give it a little bit of a stamp.
Is Darnell Nurse in that conversation?
Pardon?
Is Darnell Nurse in that conversation? Or is it just Draisaitl and McDavid? I'm being facetious.
Excellent use of facetious.
Yes.
Here's one. This one, I like this text. Good question. The fear, or good text. The fear is with the number of free agents that come to the Oilers, get devalued and leave. Will other free agents still want to come here?
Not if they're going to get protection in the trade protection, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No movement clause?
Oh, that's a good question. And I was told too that the allure of McDavid and Draisaitl, even a couple of years ago, wasn't as strong as some may have perceived it to be.
Well, another thing I saw, all these things, especially in trade deadline, you don't know if they're true or not. OEL's not necessarily convinced of wanting to waive a no trade clause to Edmonton.
Yeah, Pagnotta said he doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to come here.
So, you will get those a little bit. You're closer to Cup coming to Edmonton than you are with Toronto this season.
Yeah.
Not saying it's significantly closer, but I still believe you're going to be in the playoffs versus not be in the playoffs.
True.
So why wouldn't you make that? But I get it.
Dave sent a couple of updates over the weekend. The OEL thing. What did he say? I said, hey, what do you think of this OEL thing? This was last Thursday. Pagnotta said, I'm sure the Oilers have checked in, but with what cap space? OEL doesn't want to go anywhere. And then Dave texted us during the post-game show because he said, there's some Twitter accounts saying Henrique told the Oilers last night he'd waive his no movement clause. It's not true. 100% he hasn't told team that. He said it's BS. So that was from Pagnotta, the latest updates from him. Pizza Boy texting in again says, Minnesota built a contender with Parise and Suter buyouts. Yeah, I mean,
which is stunning.
Bill Guerin, well done.
That always won when those buyouts happened. It looked like they were going to be crippled for a couple of years with the amount of buyout money that they were putting on those two. And they stayed relevant. And then those came off, and it's just like, wow, look at all this cap space they have while they were good. That was stunning. Full credit to them for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good blue line, wasn't it? Good young blue line.
Yeah. That was, I thought that was going to be their boat anchor. Good point.
It's, when it comes to, it's I know it's the Avs, they have upwards of I think it's $10 million to work with this week. Imagine being a fan of a good team and having cap space. It must be nice.
It must be pretty good. Yeah, you don't got to count the pennies, nickels, and dimes. I'm pretty sure Hernan Joaquin on the morning show were we're on Puckpedia looking at the Oilers, and it was $2,400 is their current cap space. Projected is $10,000. And Gager joked, he's like, "Is it bad that I would take that to join the team, be another goalie for a good $10K?" I mean, hey,
$10K is a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, it is. Join for the rest of the season, though it's so difficult to even trade somebody with a contract. You see Mangiapane on waivers, and it really comes down to that fine point. There's nobody as they stand currently that they can really bring in. The money is insane. For the Avs, so you mentioned it. They had the day. Nearly $10 million. I think it was 8-7 or whatever. People are like, bring in Sidney Crosby. That's it. There's a trade.
He'll do it.
He'll do it. Yeah. No, he probably wants to stay Penguin, especially having a good year there.
Rip City VR, Booski, I see you.
Chin trap awareness.
Hashtag charge hashtag stop the stigma. Charge thumbs up. No, those are gone. Those are gone. Keep the stigma. Standing by that.
Matty is fervent in his beliefs.
Also, those clearly, because without Rip City VR, they're trying to do something. They're not on my watch, boys.
Not a boy.
Not on my watch.
Okay, I'm going to try to piece this one together, but it brings up a good question. These texts come in, says, Pizza Boy took the words out of my mouth. It's almost like we've completed a complete revolution. We're back at the start. Do you think this is more on Jeff Jackson or is it going to fall on Bill Scott? The Oilers do not have cap space. I'm sure they can get one, maybe even 2 dozen picks with the space. One, maybe even 2 dozen pucks with the space they have left. You said they're at 2,400 as of today?
Yeah, I'll
it's
double
pretty
check
low.
there.
I know it went up to like 10
marginal.
or 12,000 one day. But the question I wanted to get to, do you think this is more on Jeff Jackson or is it going to fall on Bill Scott? So Bill Scott handles the cap for the Oilers, but Bill Scott isn't calling the shots. Stan and Jeff are the ones making the decisions on player personnel, who to go get. It's Bill's job to make sure the team is cap compliant. So I don't think this falls on Bill. Bill needs to be a master of the cap, and that's what he's become over the years. That's why he's lasted many regimes. Bill started out as the GM of the Oklahoma City Barons and worked his way up and then has become the cap guru for the team. So it's not on Bill to make the call. It's on Bill to figure out how to make what Jeff and Stan do roster-wise fit under the cap or provide guidance to them cap-wise. So I don't think it falls on Bill.
And for Oilers cap space, 2,000 projected cap space, $2,628. Current cap space, nearly $11K. Deadline cap space, $12K. Playoff projected just over 2.1.
This text says, doesn't matter if you have a lot of cap space when almost every signing they've made has been awful. That's from Andrew, the accountant.
But again, there could be trades or something when we're talking about the summer.
Yeah, you can.
That's the thing. And you don't have to use it all necessarily right away, but like I stand by this. I'm okay with the team carrying into the season some cap space if you're good enough. So that when you get to a deadline, you have the ability to just reload or load up if you need to.
Yeah. EMG says, oil predictions. What do you think gets done this week?
Not a whole lot for the Oilers.
I'm not sure. I think they'll do something. It's just, I don't know how effective their moves that they can or have on the table are going to be.
I stand by if the Oilers don't make a move, I don't think it's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, where they're at, you can't be upset because they're not looking amazing. Where if you had that one piece, they're gonna be good. No, they need a defenseman. They need another forward. They need everything. They need money.
Like if you really want to be a contender, they probably need a couple of defensemen and a couple of forwards.
Maybe a goalie.
Oh God, yeah. Well, maybe a goalie too.
Yeah, it's not a good. Who do you guys think starts tomorrow? Though, did they go back to Ingram?
Yeah,
is it Jari?
I don't know, man. Maybe they give Jari another chance. It doesn't seem like they're willing to give anybody the net for a prolonged period of time.
Well, Knobloch did say, I think Saturday, was it? Maybe it was Saturday, or that it's riding the hot hand now. There was so I think the fact that Ingram lost, that leads me to believe maybe it's Jari.
Wasn't the hot hand, even though it wasn't fully his fault that he.
I know.
That 5, that's the thing.
But it's, Kate, do you want Jari sitting for a little extra when you didn't have the win? Like, if Ingram gets the win, then yeah, you go back to him. But I feel like, it's okay, Jari. Go take the net back.
Go play better than you did in Anaheim. Bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, 2 years ago, when Knobloch first came in, he hit all the right buttons regular season playoffs.
Yes, correct.
Last year, he struggled a bit more in the regular season, hit the right buttons in the playoffs. I guess in the end, for this season, if the Oilers ultimately make the playoffs, which I still believe they will, can he play the right buttons? And will he have that going? And, the Oilers get back to a conference finals and everyone's happy. Everyone's fine. Everyone's like, oh, okay, great.
There's not a lot of buttons, though, for him to.
The lineup changes. The movement in terms of who plays, who doesn't during a game, and then your goalie. Those are the buttons. In the last 2 playoffs, he's generally hit them. When to take a player out of the lineup, when to put the back in, when to start a goalie, when to start the other one. He's generally hit the right buttons on those ones.
Yeah, when a roster's playing like they are, though, you can only stretch out that.
But it is also then the Pacific Division, if you stay in the Pacific, for 2 rounds.
They're going to get shredded. If they don't stay in the Pacific in round 1, they're going to get shredded in that
early
first
exit
round by any of the Central Division opponents.
Like, if the Ducks, let's say play the Ducks maybe they go win the division and say the Oilers drop to first wildcard team even. When was the last time they were in the playoffs? Like, this group hasn't been in the playoffs. I don't like the Ducks' chances in a 7-game series.
Was it 2019, 2018?
You play the Kings. They're beating the Kings. You play the Kraken. You play the Sharks even. I like the Oilers' chances. I still would with this roster as is in a best-of-7 series because of the experience the Oilers have and the lack of experience the other ones really have in the playoffs. Then you got to go beat the Vegas Golden Knights possibly, but with them, they can't beat playoff teams apparently based on this season. But you should I do like the Oilers' chances through 2 rounds if they stay in the Pacific. That all of a sudden the Oilers could, to me, there's a real decent chance that they're all of a sudden in the conference final. Do I like their chances in that one? No. Conference finals is conference finals. Ask the Carolina Hurricanes.
That's their Stanley Cup.
Well, they haven't even won it.
They got 1 win though last year.
They did.
They did.
But they didn't get swept.
They were 0-16.
They didn't get
the
swept.
previous 4, right?
Was it 2 years? Yeah. Remember, was it 2 years ago that Rod Brind'Amour said it didn't feel like a sweep?
Yeah.
You're like,
The scoreboard says it was.
wait a second.
Scoreboard says it was.
4 games, 4 wins. That's a sweep. Not even a gentleman's sweep. Straight up sweep.
Yeah, not even a gentleman's sweep. Thank you. Reid loves gentleman's sweeps. Bring that up today somehow. Sneak it in. Sneak it in somehow.
Yep.
EMG says, do you think Chris Knoblauch is being directed more by management now? Seems like there's a pattern here in Edmonton. I'll leave it to you guys.
In what way?
Yeah.
Decision making.
I don't think so.
I think
it's
the heat,
opposite.
though.
Yeah, sure, but I think we've seen, like, you go back to last season, some of the players that they brought in, he wasn't afraid to sit them or not play them. I think Chris Knoblauch's his own person, and the management. This is, if anything, it's more the Art Howe, Billy Bean for Moneyball. Like, I want you to do this with my roster, and he's going, no, I'm going to do what I want with the roster type thing. I don't think we'd like you to do it with the roster, and Chris Knoblauch's going, okay, I've got that done. That's just completely from the outside looking in.
Maybe parts of it. I don't know. For goaltending starts this year, as we head down the stretch, maybe they want to play Jari more. Sure, he might get the start tomorrow, whatever, but he's scratched Trent Frederick, he's scratched Mangiapane, he's not played these players, as you said, who have been struggling. So I don't think there's really much with that question at all. I think Chris Knoblauch is the head coach of the team, and he's making the decisions for the lineup, roster, and ice time, as he would as a head coach. And who plays.
They played 11-6 against LA. They got Kapanen back. Went 12-6. They have 18 skaters on the roster right now. There's not much you can do.
Well, Mangiapane and...
oh, yeah, and Regula on waivers now.
But then likely there'll be a call-up.
And Regula had been called up for the San Jose game, but was scratched. So I guess they had 1 scratch on Saturday, and that was Regula.
And don't the Sharks have like hot dogs or something in the press box?
Yes, they do.
They missing out. Those are scratch players. No scratch players for the hot dogs.
Ah, that's too bad. Yeah, they do.
Hour and 15 minutes. And we'll find out if Mangiapane and or Regula are claimed or if they are cleared to head off down to Bakersfield.
Now, would Regula be a big miss for the Oilers if he got picked up somehow? Like, what would it be?
What would
a big loss?
Bad asset management.
You lost another
right shot defenseman.
But you lost another guy that could actually play NHL minutes. Not saying he's the greatest top 4 or anything, but you lost that could play minutes. So if you have a couple of injuries on defense, who's coming up now?
Josh Brown.
I forgot about his name, but possibly because
Regula's
Regula's gone. Right? Like these guys are good. So who's there to step up if you're having injuries and stuff?
Yeah. Some unknowns or players who haven't seen a lot of Atro Lappinen.
Whereas could you not get a 6th rounder for him? A conditional 7th?
They didn't want to lose Regula. He had a good training camp. Stetcher, they let go. And part of it was the commodity around the NHL right now is right shot defenseman, young right shot defenseman, which Regula is, which Stan Bowman had in Chicago. And apparently Boston had a plan for him, and the Oilers thought they won up Boston by plucking him off waivers. And you didn't want to chance losing him again. And now here we are where his development has stagnated because he was in over his head in the NHL when he should have been playing in the AHL coming off a torn knee, which is hard for any player, as we've seen forever. And now it's to the point where they're putting him on waivers and they risk losing him. And you had lost a stretcher who's been a valuable piece for Toronto, which is wonderful, but like it screams bad asset management. And then this text kind of also underscores that. Bowman made his big move with Jari. Not trying Ingram before sacrificing Kulak and cap space for Jari is Stan's Brandon Manning trade moment. I don't disagree with that text at all.
That's what it's looking like right now. And now, Manning was the defenseman who was on the ice when Connor McDavid broke his collarbone, right?
It was him that he went into the boards with, yeah.
Yeah. That's still, I shake my head at that.
It was bad.
Anytime I look back on that, like, wow. And then I think you told me once that, he was put up in the AHL press box too. Like he was.
Yeah, they didn't want him around.
Didn't want him playing.
They weren't happy with him.
Yeah. I wonder if he got hot dogs there.
Not all rinks have those.
That's right.
Need to get to over under for Play Alberta. Right. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. I'm going to set it at 0.5. How many Oilers get claimed today?
Over 0.5.
If I set it at 1.5.
Well, I would say no.
So you're taking the under at that point?
Yeah, just one Oilers getting claimed today.
Over 0.5. Does somebody get claimed?
Jeez.
And I think it's going to be Regula.
I'll take the over on 0.5. I think it would be Regula. Maybe Boston takes him back. I don't know if they want him. I don't know if they need him back.
It's always a right shot defenseman. Every team seems to be wanting a right shot defenseman at some point.
Yeah. I'll go over. And I say it's Regula and not Mangiapane. But I'm just guessing here, so I don't know.
Unless a team wanted Mangiapane that bad, I would be shocked for somebody to take him at that cap hit unless they can see something.
If you're one of the teams that that's on his no trade list, like he's willing to waive to, you could probably get something with him to take him from New Oilers. They could be like, we'll take a 4th round and Mangiapane. Mm-hmm. You send them both to us. That there might be like there's that way of maybe if the Oilers are this desperate to want to get rid of him, they might be willing to put in an asset for you to take Mangiapane. So why take him for free when you can maybe get another asset for him?
Yeah,
that's how some teams might be looking at it in a way. Mm-hmm. Guess we'll find out. We've got an hour and 11 minutes now. It's the Mangiapane Regula. We should have had a clock all day.
Yeah. Mangiapane Regula
just running.
Yeah.
Biggest news of the month.
The countdown to noon until we find out what happens. Which insider is going to break waiver wires first? Is it going to be the Oilers?
I'm going with Clacker. That's my guy.
You want to know what
NHL
Clacker got
update.
first? Friedman had the Hiller firing.
Yeah.
Clacker's the first one I read. That I think he had the first one that said Matt Green's going to be on the bench.
Did he really?
I think Clack's the first one that actually read it from.
Where's Clacker getting? I know he subscribes to some service that he gets information. I can't remember what it was. NHL update. Good old Clacker. Hey?
He's on top of things.
He was very animated when he was on the Hangout a couple weeks ago.
Loved him. I'll have to bring him on at another point. Tomorrow, JMO's on with Dean Millard and myself.
Oh, look out.
We're going to have a fun time tomorrow.
It's going to be a good show.
I don't know when the last time those two individuals saw each other.
Kidding.
Today on EST Afternoons, Bruce Arthur's going to join us over video.
Awesome.
Toronto Star. Talk Olympics with him.
He's great.
He was just at the Olympics. I haven't talked to him in number of years. So he was a great guest on the Dave Jameson show.
Yeah.
So can't wait for that one.
Hey, really quickly, and Belsy and I were talking about this on Saturday. What the hell's going on in hockey Twitter? It's just a war zone, it feels like.
I've turned off Twitter every single time I open it.
It's bad.
It's all turns back. Whatever it is, and it's a fallout from the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
And then now coming into all these teams who are not doing well, all their fans getting stirred up too right near the deadline. Mm-hmm. So it's a mix of all the bad.
You think it's going to quiet down?
Not for.
I think so.
Year.
You do.
We're at the trade deadline now.
Yeah.
Coop wants craziness.
No. Twitter's so bad, and there's so many people who are just, I don't know, they say one thing and then just get battered.
Right now, our nasty chat's just a bunch of deleted messages.
Yeah.
Is it Charge happy?
People are trying to get things, and I don't know. I just removed a Duck Dad one because he posted it in, I think, Spanish.
You got to start banning them.
But no, I said I won't
kidding.
do timeouts.
I'm kidding.
But he did. I think it was something, and I just quick. He was on board. People are not happy with my dictatorship in the nasty chat in regards to Charge, but this will hold. As long as I see him, I'm removing them. You could attempt to try to get them past me, but I will, as if I see him, remove them. This is not a pro-Charge space. We are not pro-chin straps on the Hangout. We are very much wanting to keep the stigma. I know some are with me on that one. We're going to keep this going. We do not need chin straps to return. So no, this is not a safe space for Charge.
Solidarity, I guess. in this studio, solidarity.
Yeah, no,
I'm with you,
Tango,
Maddie.
you're gone.
Stand with Maddie.
VR,
Yeah.
you're gone.
So
No, you guys, I'm going to remove all these.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep removing them. VR's just really going at it.
Oh my God. Shout out to the Oil Kings for their win yesterday over Swift Current in overtime. I think it was Halinka scored the game winner. And thank you to Kevin Radomski for the tickets to the game.
Did you go?
Yeah, went to the game. Jen and
Did you
I
get a
went.
picture? With Ecto
Yes.
1?
No, I didn't. They didn't have Ecto 1. They had like a modern vehicle dressed up as like a modern Ecto 1, I guess. Shout out to Alberta Ghostbusters who were there. And they helped out with like the in-game events and prize giveaways and stuff like that. And they were very prevalent on the concourse. It was Ghostbusters night. I didn't catch any Ghostbusters music unless I missed it and I was in the concourse. But it was a good game. Good game. You could tell both teams. I know the Oil Kings played the night before against Lethbridge. I'm assuming Swift played the night before too. You could tell they're a little bit tired, but good finish. Exciting. Nice overtime win for the Oil Kings. So
Nice.
Yeah, and they wore their third jerseys yesterday, which looked great. Ooh. So shout out to Rogan
Oil
Dean.
Kings won against the Hurricanes too, and then yesterday, so I think 3 in a row for them now.
Back on
which is
track,
good.
heading into the stretch drive here.
And listen to Trev's sports updates earlier. They're back in action Saturday against the Medicine Hat Tigers at home. And also another local story here. Madden Deneau of the U15 AAA Red Deer Rebels set the all-time single season points in the AEHL Alberta Elite Hockey League. Has passed Tyler Benson's record of 146 points back in 2012-2013.
Whoa.
That was yesterday. Dave Dawson had that out
Nice.
as well, which is crazy. And a perfect 34-0 for their squad there.
Oh, I think Trev put up a poll. I'll have to remove that or something. I know I can't see it.
Trev meddling?
Trev's because he was in it. I was removing his chats.
You got to sign into the EST account though.
Trev.
I'll go. I
Hell
can't see
yes.
it on here. It's what it is.
Yeah, it's a charge.
But I
It
just see
says-
people are saying that there's a charge poll, so I will get that. That's unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, the poll
What's
is
going to happen is Trev's going to have a message. He's going to have a chat with me in my office.
He's
after
getting
that. We're going to have
suspended.
there's going to be a little bit of a sit down because of this, Trev.
Yeah,
You ready
it's-
to go to my office right away here? Coop, thanks for coming in. We
Thanks for
greatly
having me.
appreciate
Good
it.
job, Coop.
We thank you for coming in last minute. We've got Lock Shop, Huss, Jay coming up next. We've got Oil Stream. We've got EST Afternoons. We've got the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thanks for tuning in. Lock shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Keep the stigma.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,